Hello, everybody. This is Ron talking to you from the Erasmus Academy Recording Studios, and this is our last segment on the poem Der Gedichte by Hermann Hesse. And we have as our guest speaker today Ben. Ben, you want to say hello?
Hello, everyone.
Great. All right. So hope you're enjoying the prose style of Hermann Hesse. He also, he's very well known for his poetic prose too. Some of this is more poetic than other sections. But going on, we'll read out loud, and then Ben will repeat after me. And please read the sentences with Ben out loud wherever you are. And then I'll ask him certain questions, and as I do so, try to imagine in your own mind, how you would reply. Okay, in piecing together the meaning. So here we go. Wenige Tage später wollte Hans Fuchs Vater seine Freunde und Verwandten berufen. Everybody?
Wenige Tage später wollte Hans Fuchs Vater seine Freunde und Verwandten berufen.
Good. Okay. So up to this point, we're up to this first two lines as marked here. Can you see the marks on the screen?
Yes.
Great. Where's the verb complex?
Wollte and berufen.
Good. Wollte berufen. And that means?
Wanted to call together.
Good. And give us a pronoun like he or they.
He. Hans Fuchs Vater.
Yeah. So he wanted to call together. I ask if it's singular or plural because then you have to identify where the subject is. So it's obviously Hans Fuchs Vater. Here's the S, making that possessive for proper nouns. Okay. And where's the direct object? He wanted to call together whom?
Seine Freunde und Verwandten.
Good. His friends and his relatives. Great. Okay. And this is just some days later. This is an adverb here. Okay. And then zu, what does that mean as a pair?
For the purpose of.
Good. Always with an infinitive, for the purpose of. And then you have bestimmen, which means to determine or in this sense, maybe setting. And where's the direct object?
Let's see, den Tag.
Good. Den Tag der Vermählung. And here's the genitive. The day of the Hochzeit, which means really, literally high time, but it means the wedding. Okay. Going on. Great. Let's see. Let me erase that. Okay. Da widersetzte sich der Bräutigam und sagte, everybody?
Da widersetzte sich der Bräutigam und sagte.
This has two verbs. Where are they?
Widersetzte sich und
Good.
sagte.
Good. Ben correctly included the reflexive pronoun there with that verb. And this da here, it can mean one of two things. Either it can be introducing a subordinate clause as a subordinating conjunction, meaning since or there, or since or because, or it can be an adverb just meaning there or at that point. Which one is it?
It is an adverb at that point.
Good, because otherwise the verb would come at the end, but you have the verb right in the second position. So there at that point, the bridegroom objected. Now, would we say the bridegroom objected himself? That would make sense in English. So remember the rule with the reflexive pronouns is you include them literally in the translation at first, and then drop them out if they're not necessary for the meaning of the sentence. So at that point, the bridegroom objected and said, going on, Verzeihe mir, everybody.
Verzeihe mir.
Wenn ich gegen den Gehorsam zu verstoßen scheine, everybody?
Wenn ich gegen den Gehorsam zu verstoßen scheine.
Den der Sohn dem Vater entschuldet.
Den der Sohn dem Vater schuldet.
Good. So here's Verzeihe mir is just a way of saying excuse me with a dative here. And then if, wenn can be when or if. In this case, it's the conditional. If I, and then where's the verb? Up to the comma?
Zu verstoßen scheine.
Good. if I appear from shinen, our just English word comes from that to shine. If I appear to push against, you could say literally, the obedience, um, and then against takes the accusative against the obedience, and then go on. Den der Sohn dem Vater schuldet. Everybody.
Den der Sohn dem Vater schuldet.
Okay. What is first of all, what's the verb in that last phrase clause?
Schuldet, owes.
Yeah, he or she owes. And then what does dame refer back to? What is its antecedent?
Den Gehorsam.
Yeah, that's right.
The obedience.
The obedience. Yeah, this is masculine singular, and then this is actually serving as a direct object in this relative clause. Which the obedience, which the son subject owes to the father. And notice German doesn't require the preposition in dative phrases, but it's just subsumed in the dame. So our English here wants to hear to or for, but it's comprised in that dative phrase right there, which the son owes to the father. Going on. Aber du weißt, go ahead.
Aber du weißt,
wie sehr es mein Verlangen ist,
wie sehr es mein Verlangen ist,
good, in der Kunst der Dichter mich auszuzeichnen.
Wie sehr es mein Verlangen ist, in der Kunst der Dichter mich auszuzeichnen.
Good. So here, weiß is second person singular, but you know, oh dear father, how much is, here's the verb, is my desire, with another pointing out here to the Verlangen being desire or desiring, or how great my desire is. And then to do what? Here you have a zu plus the infinitive. What does that mean? To
excel, auszuzeichnen.
To excel myself, literally, dative, in the art of the poets. So again, here you don't need to include the reflexive pronoun in the English to have it make sense. Let's see. Why don't you go from the very top slowly, if you can, so we can all follow you from like some days later or a few days later.
A few days later, Hanfuk's father wanted to call together his friends and relatives.
Good.
In order to determine the day of the wedding. At that point, the bridegroom objected and said, "Excuse me, if I seem to violate a son's duty to obey the father, but you know how great my desire is to excel in the art of the poets."
Good. Stop right there. Great. And then going on. Gee, we only have 8 minutes and 22 seconds. We're doing very well. Und wenn auch einige meiner Freunde meine Gedichte loben, everybody?
Und wenn auch einige meiner Freunde meine Gedichte loben.
It takes a little bit to take this apart. And wenn auch as a pair really means and although, and when also or when although, some this is the subject, praise. So when some praise. Now here you have a genitive following that, what we call a compact genitive without a definite article. Although some of my friends praise, and here's the direct object, praise my poetry. So just taking that apart there. Going on. So weiß ich doch wohl, everybody?
So weiß ich doch wohl.
And that means, so I...
So I yet certainly know.
Dass ich noch ein Anfänger und noch auf den ersten Stufen des Weges bin.
Dass ich noch ein Anfänger und noch auf den ersten Stufen des Weges bin.
Good. Just get that A, the Anfänger.
Anfänger.
Good. That I, and noch means still, that I, and then bin, and the very last word in this whole this whole week's prose is at the end. Obviously, at the end of a dependent clause, that I am. Go on. How would you translate that?
Let's see.
That I am still.
I am still a beginner, and am still on the first steps of the path.
Great. Fantastic. Okay. Well, hope you've enjoyed this excursion into Hermann Hesse, and we'll probably have further sections of his of this poetry, and maybe also some beginnings of different short stories of his down the road. Thanks so much for tuning in, and hope to see you soon. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.